This is my first episode, so bear with me. I'm gonna work on, perfecting it, but I did the best that I can with what I have. And I'm glad that you guys are here. This show is a spiritually based show, and it talks about spirit. I am a medium, I'm a psychic. I channel aliens, yes, I do. And I'm also connected to a very loving source, but it wasn't always like this, and it wasn't always like so love and light for me. So I'm going to talk about that and discuss, the things that I've experienced, what I went through. And of course, it's the first episode, so we want to do like an introduction. And so I'm glad that, everybody's tuned in. So this show is going to be every Sunday night at 7 p.m. Like I said, I'm still working on a few things, like to perfect it and everything, but we're gonna get there. I did what I could. I set up the best that I could. I'm going to open up my other setting here so that I can look at you guys in your comments, because I want to see, what is everybody asking? What do you guys want to know? And also, it's an interactive podcast. I don't want to make this like all about me talking, which, that's great and everything, but I want it to be more like people can ask questions and I can answer them. So tonight's topic, all right, for those of you who are just tuning in, my name is Flo. I'm a former reality star. I'm a former quote unquote bad girl. And I am now a psychic, a medium, a tarot card reader, and I have a lot of experience with, you could say, the dark side, and it's what led me to my spiritual awakening. So what I want to do for you guys is, I started this podcast because I want you guys to gain some knowledge and information, and also maybe we could spread some knowledge and information to others and together make a change in this world, you know what I mean? So that's pretty much the premises of it, but we're going to do a lot of topics. We're going to talk about love, we're going to talk about relationships, we're going to talk about a lot of things. Thank you, Khalik. I really worked really hard for this. So like I said, I'll be interacting with the audience, so, I wanted you guys to know that. This is episode 1, and it's called The Awakening because, okay. So like I said, this is episode 1 and it's called The Awakening. Welcome to my show. I'm happy that you guys have decided to tune in. If you're just getting to know me or you have never seen anything that I've done, if you watch some of my videos on YouTube, you'll understand I really do channel entities, my starseed family. I believe I'm strongly connected to an alien species. I always thought I was an alien. I always believed it. And we are starseed beings, right? All of us come from a starseed connection. And I called tonight's episode The Awakening because I want you guys to know that tonight we're going to touch more on like the basis of a spiritual awakening, because a lot of people are like, what is a spiritual awakening? What are you even talking about? I don't know what that is. Well, I'm going to tell you what it is. I'm going to give you a lot of tools, a lot of information, so that you could be prepared for yourself when you're experiencing these situations yourself. So, really quick, let me take a sip of my coconut water there. We'll be talking about spirit animals. We'll be talking about, experiences that I went through, so that you guys can be aware. When you go through a spiritual awakening, let me just start this off like this. I am doing this podcast and I am strongly guided by spirit. I channel messages, and I'm also a medium. So sometimes when the room is like a little crazy, a lot of spirit is around me and they might be communicating something to me that someone might need to hear, right? They're like, it's like I can explain it to you, like I'll be like, I feel like I have to say something because somebody needed to hear it, type of thing. You know what I mean? And so I want you guys to know that, so you could understand that I'm always guided by spirit, always, always, always. So get prepared to, like, sometimes you might hear a message or something that you're not expecting, and you might be like, how did she know that, So, okay. So I wanted to start this tonight talking about a spiritual awakening. What is an awakening? What happens when you're having an awakening? What to expect when you're having an awakening? What you'll experience? People say, like, I see a lot of videos where people talk about the steps to a spiritual awakening, and this is what happens when when you're having a spiritual awakening. But what you guys need to understand is that there is no steps to a spiritual awakening. There is no, this is what happens. Every single person experiences it in their own way, right? So if you're expecting for your awakening to go a specific way, and to listen to someone else and go, she went through that, so I'm going to go through the same exact thing. That's not how it's going to happen. Okay? So, real quick, I forgot to mention, I am the founder of a like a group, like, supportive group called Angel Squad. I have my school for the spiritual awakening. I do private mediumship and readings and events. I'm also a motivational speaker. I'm a spirit. I'm a guide to the humans. As the spirit guides me, I am a guide to the human. Okay, so I wanted to let you guys know, when you're going through a spiritual awakening, okay, there's so many different ways it's going to happen, but I'm going to express to you what happened to me. Why am I going to tell you what happened to me? Not because I want to talk about myself, but maybe, just maybe, you'll understand that, okay, this is what I might go through. It's going to be like, maybe you're going to go through the same exact thing, or maybe it's going to be a little different. Let me pull this a little closer. I feel like I need to, okay. All right, good. So maybe you're going to go through the same exact thing, or maybe it's going to be completely different for you, okay? So you guys can always comment, and I'll answer the questions. On the next podcast, I want to do live with Zoom and have a couple of guests on there, and you guys can interact and see what you like and see what you don't like. You know what I mean? Or see what your topic is and what you want to discuss. Maybe you want to give like a little bit of feedback or such things like this. Okay, so I'm gonna get into it. First of all, let me explain to everybody, because there's a lot of people that already know who I am. They already been watching me, and this part of the story might be repetitive to you, but a lot of other people that are going to tune in and don't know anything about my story, they're going to have to know what led me to this part. So I'm going to talk about it a little bit. I might even talk about things I never talked about before. So let's go. All right, so I grew up in Staten Island, New York. I'm from Staten Island, New York originally. Lived a pretty normal childhood until we went back to my country, and my father passed away when I was 8 years old. And when we were out there, it was a very traumatic experience for me. I experienced a lot of things growing up. I remember being a little girl and being afraid of corners of the house and seeing things, and my sister being like, oh, it's nothing, you're just scared, it's okay. And then I remember like just experiences that like freaked me out my whole life. Like, I remember just like weird things about my life. I experienced some trauma when I was a little girl, just like everybody else. I experienced sexual abuse from a family member, and for some reason I blocked that out. I blocked that out for a long time, and I couldn't grasp like what happened. So I was making up like scenarios in my head and kind of like forgot about everything that happened, like completely ignored it. I went back to my country when I was like 18, and I couldn't remember anything. Like I couldn't remember the house I lived in, because for me it was so traumatic that my childhood side blocked it out. We'll talk about shadow work and how I got over this and how I forgave myself and others and let go of a lot of the pain that I was experiencing, because in order for you to heal, in order for you to get better, you have to let go of the pain. The pain is not going to serve you, okay? And that's what we're here to talk about. So like I said, I grew up in Staten Island, New York. My father passed away. We went back to my country, and then my father passed away, and we came back to America. And when we came back to America, I could just remember like weird things happening to me. Like I would always get away with stuff. I don't know how to explain, not get away with bad things, but things would happen, and I would always have someone or something like an energy, like almost like guiding me and like watching out for me. I would always feel it. Of course, I felt like a lot of it was my father, of course, because there was a time in Brooklyn where we snuck out, and I remember turning around and going, oh my God, I see my father standing there. And everybody's like, you're crazy. I got called crazy a lot growing up because I would say things are happening to me, or I'm having dreams, or I'm being held down in my sleep, or somebody's talking to me. I can hear a voice, or I can see something. And I just remember that, and I used to just stay quiet about it. And so much so that growing up, I just like forgot about it. Just like everybody else does, we forget about our spiritual self because everybody makes us feel like we're crazy when we tap into it. Meanwhile, every single holy text, Bible, Torah, Quran, all they do is talk about spirit, but when we bring it up, we're crazy. You see what I'm saying? And that's the issue. And that's why I did this podcast. That's why I have my school for the spiritually gifted, because I feel like everybody needs to stop denying the fact that we are spiritual beings. And it's like this, like, I'm just going to say this. It's the equivalent to like a gay person coming out to their parent and saying, I'm gay. And their parent looking at them like, no, you're not. You're crazy. You're just delusional. You're going through a phase. You see what I'm saying? It's the same thing. Telling someone that you can hear spirit, you can connect to spirit, or you feel spirit around you, or you know that there's aliens, or you know that there's this, and opening up your heart. It's like telling someone that you're gay, or you're a lesbian, or something like that strong. You know what I'm saying? Or telling someone you're a man and you think you're a woman. It's like you can't explain it to people. You can't explain it to people. It's like trying to explain to somebody who's blind what the color blue looks like. It's impossible. They're blind, especially if they've never seen the color blue. What are you going to say to that person? Okay, so it's blue. It's like blue. The color is like, it's like blue. There's nothing you can say to make a person understand what the hell you're talking about. That's what a spiritual awakening is. And I have to say to all you guys, do not try to explain to people when you're going through a spiritual awakening. You have to connect with people who understand, because those other people will make you feel crazy and you'll end up in the hospital. I promise you that. I promise, because it happened to me. Getting back to my story, okay? Remember, I channel, so sometimes I'll go back and forth. Different spirits will contact me at the same time, so I'm gonna push the energy aside and let my story come in. So growing up, like I said, I experienced all of that. I came back to America and things would happen to me, and strange things would happen to me. I would know things were going to happen to people before they happened. I was sent to heal my family without even knowing I was healing them. As far as like my grandmother, when she would be sick, she would ask me, can you pray for me, massage me, can you pray to God for me? And I would, and she would feel better for like 3 or 4 days. And I thought it was just like a miracle, but no, she was sick at the time, and then she would feel better during that time. I heal my mother all the time. It's just weird things like that, but it's not weird to me, okay? And then growing up, all of a sudden, like I started like, I was a good, like, I'm a pious, like good, a virgin till I was 19. I did everything the right Albanian Muslim way type of thing. I did, quote unquote, what you're supposed to do. I did everything right. I was everybody's like little slave. I did everything for everybody. Oh, what do you need? Okay, I got it. So I would just do everything I was told, okay? Compliant to everything. I was very naive, and I got pushed around a lot by people, and I don't think they knew they were doing it to me, but they were, and I was the complete outcast in my family. Everybody was loud and boisterous and violent and crazy, and I'm not saying my family was bad. They were a lot. And I remember just always feeling like, oh, they're so crazy. And I would run to my room like a shell, and I'd be like, why am I here? This family's crazy. And I would pack my bags to run away a lot and do all of this stuff and claim that, like, no, I can't stay here no more, and I'm running away. And I would, go on trips by myself at 18, 19, take a train or a bus and go places. And I didn't even know where I was going. I just went. I would have like $100 in my pocket and just go. I always worked a lot. I would work 3 jobs sometimes, because I'm a Virgo, first of all. And I used to be so naive and so vain, all about clothes, how I look, and gossiping, and what do people like and what people don't like about me. And I was always constantly worried about what the world thought of me. And then it led me to doing everything that everybody wanted me to do, never ever doing what Florina wanted to do. Okay? So, getting to the point of how I got to my spiritual awakening, I remember one day just saying, like, fuck everybody. Like, I'm tired of being everybody's slave. I'm tired of being everybody's bitch. I want to do what I want to do. And I had a job as a paralegal, like, not a paralegal, but in an office, basically a paralegal. I was doing lawyer shit. And I remember going, I'm done with working in these fucking offices and 9 to 5s and being told what to do and being spoken to like I'm shit, because that's how the boss would talk to me, like I was shit. Go there and get a little, and I'm like, okay, yes sir, whatever you say, like his little bitch, you know what I mean? Just doing what I was told and shutting my mouth, I was always trusted with everything, so I had a lot of responsibility on me, even at the age I was at. I did everything. everything. My mom was a single mom of 4. I stepped in, put it that way. And so, like I said, growing up, and then all of a sudden one day at my job, I'll never forget this. I worked in Manhattan, and the boss's wife, she was like nuts. So she would always call him like, where is he? Where is he? And she'd flip out. And I would always have to calm her down. Like I would push her. I'd be like, relax. You gotta calm down. I don't want to say no names. I almost said the name. You gotta calm down, chill out. And then one time she came in and he loved his cat. And like, I guess he was cheating her or something. And she put the cat in the purse and came in and was like, where is he? And I was like, you need to calm down. True story. Okay, this is the type of shit I've experienced in my life. And so she came in with his cat, ran in the room, and she was like, "Motherfucker, you wanna cheat on me?" And she was like speaking Jewish, like Hebrew, but English at the same time, so I couldn't really understand her. So he's like, get her. I'm like, I can't put my hands on her. Like, she can call the cops on me. So I went and like grabbed her a little, and she took his cat. His window was open, threw it out of like a 74 floor window. His cat. Well, I saw the cat. Meow! And I was like, oh my God. And like everybody was like, oh my God. Like we were all shocked. And then this is what made me say, I can't work with people like this, because he started screaming on me. He's like, you stupid ass. You were supposed to stop her. And I'm like, wait the fuck, I'm getting screamed at because your wife is crazy? No. So yeah, she killed this cat basically in front of all of us, okay? And so what happened after that, I went home, and I remember I had my own apartment. I was 20, I don't know why I was about to say 19, because you know, I mix up my ages sometimes. That's how much like I have blocked so many things out of my life. But I was 25 going on 26, and I quit the job. And I was like, this, like, and I looked online and I saw like to sign up for a TV show, and I wanted to go on a reality show, not because I wanted to be famous. That was not my intention. I was like, fuck this, I'm getting away from everybody, I'm going on TV. So I filled out some application for some show called The Bad Girls Club. I saw a girl punch another girl in the face. I was like, this is perfect for me. What made me say that? I don't know. God, right? It was like I was guided to it, believe it or not. And I was a really good girl. I hardly fought anybody in my whole life. That's the weird shit, though. So you need to understand, all roads lead to exactly where you're supposed to be in life, right? Don't ever get it twisted. So I never fought nobody. I was actually scared to fight people. I was one of those quiet, like, no, it's all right, we don't have to fight type of girls. And then, you know, I guess I needed to get toughened up. So I went on here, did the show. It was, like I said, it was called The Bad Girls Club. I did the show. It was great, blah, blah, blah. Get home, and then boom. Shit just hit the fan. It's like everybody was like, oh, Flo. Like everybody, people that I was friends with were acting weird as fuck. Like, I was like, what the fuck is going on? Why is everybody... When you don't know what's going on, you're like in this like fantasy la la world, you're having fun, and then people start acting funny, and they start trying to be your best friend, and people that never liked you want to talk to you, and then everybody wants to be your best friend, everybody acts like they love you, you get in this whirlwind. And so for years, I was in this like hosting clubs, whirlwind. There's a point to all of this. It's not about my life story. I'll tell you why this is all important. I was in this whirlwind of like, yeah, woo, you know what I'm saying? I got married, I had a baby, all of this stuff happened. I got my own TV show, Flo Gets Married, I did all that. I did Bad Girls All-Star Battle, you know, got set up on it. So much stuff happened. Then, finally, things quieted down a little bit. And when I say quieted down, meaning I stepped away from everything for a little bit, because I saw something was not right. I was living the high life. I had all this stuff, literally stuff is what I call it. I did all this stuff. I knew all these people, these strangers, I'll say. Nobody was really loving me for me. I was empty, but like getting married was good. That was nice. But then things went to shit there. We both experienced a lot of crazy stuff together. It was a tumultuous marriage. Like, it was good, but a lot of, we were calm, peaceful. We didn't fight. It was the other stuff we were doing. I experienced drug addiction, living on Staten Island, of course, which many people experience this. I started taking Percocet, and shit got crazy. I just, for years, was on that medication, drug. So for years I was on that, drug, and I was taking it, and you know, they were prevalent in Staten Island at that time. Everybody was on them. The old lady across the street was on them. You could walk down the street and ask your grandmother for them. Like, it was crazy. And so I went through that. But through all of this, after this, I'm dealing with bipolar disorder, ADHD, depression, postpartum depression, a divorce, and people talking about me on blogs and making fun of me and saying, look at this crackhead, look at this bitch. So many things. Like when I say for like 5 years of my life, when I say I got hit hard left and right, and yeah, you could say you caused it, of course, but a lot of it was meant to be. It was a spiral to exactly what I could learn about myself. Um, and I'm telling you, there's a point to this because all of the stuff that I experienced had to happen to me, had to happen for me because it needed to make me strong for the mission that I was about to do. You see what I'm saying? If I never went on that show, okay? If I never went on Bad Girls Club, I would have never seen the bad side of life, the dark side of life, because I told you I was like, huh, you know what I'm saying? Going to the mosque, praying every day. I was a good girl, good Albanian girl. If I never experienced that, I would not be doing what I'm doing, mission and living my true life's purpose and helping myself heal and others at the same time. And so, like I said, all of that happened, like mental hospitals, pills, and bad relationships, and being abused and abusing others, and so much crazy stuff. You'd be like, how did you survive that? I died of overdose once, like, because I didn't know what I was doing. I never knew how to do drugs. I just did them because I didn't know what else to do. Well, I don't want to feel this. So I died and I came back to life. From that, I so many times, so many situations that I should have been dead, I'm still alive today. So I know that I have a higher purpose, just like everybody else does here. Every single one of us does. Yeah, so every single one of us does. Every single one of us has a true purpose in life, but we have to experience so much craziness in order to build that strength to get to where we are right now. Do you understand what I'm saying? So after all of that happened, it took for me the point here. The way you go through a spiritual awakening is you have to go through something very traumatic, okay? I'm just gonna say this. Unless you get lucky, some people just like they're born enlightened and they just know shit and they just start like being their true self or living their true purpose right away. Some people like us, I'm gonna say us, so whoever resonates with that, we have to go through the worst of the worst, the toughest of the toughest, the craziest of the craziest, in order for us to become spiritually awakened. And that's the point of everything I just told you. In order for me to become spiritually awakened, thank you, Gina. In order for you to become spiritually awakened, you have to go through hell to get to heaven, right? For a lot of us. And this is where my point and the journey comes to where we're at today. If I did not experience all that shadow self, the darkness of it all, if I didn't see the pain in the world or the heartache of the world like the Buddha lived a perfect life. He was a prince. He lived in a castle, castle type of thing in India, like a temple. And he lived in there and he never knew anything about the outside world. And one day he disobeyed his father and stepped outside of his temple, went outside and goes, what is that? And his servant said, that's a sick person. And then he looked, what is that? Well, that's a starving person, a homeless person, an angry person. He was like, huh? This is the true story of the Buddha. He couldn't believe it because he was sheltered his whole life, right? And he thought everything was perfect in the world. When he saw all this suffering, he said, oh my God, this is not right how I'm living, and there's people out here suffering. I don't feel right about this. And then he went to become enlightened, and he went to these temples, did all of these things, tried to starve himself, tried to figure it all out. Then he sat on, he couldn't figure anything out. He tried every single religion, this, that, and none of it worked. And then finally he did something different, which is what I do today. You know, I'm not a Buddhist, I'm not Muslim. I am all religions, I am everything, I am every man, I am every woman. So I do not go with one type of religion or anything, because I am everything, okay? I am a man, I am a woman, I am a boy, I'm a girl, I'm a God, I'm a human, I'm an alien, I'm a human, I'm everything. It's just the way I choose to think of myself, I am one with the universal mind. And like I said, he became enlightened through experiencing the darkness of the world and then finally saying, you know what, it's just better to just be. And that's where he became enlightened, under the tree. Okay. So if you've experienced a lot of darkness in your life, you've gone through a lot of pain, a lot of trauma, it's for a reason. I want you to understand that none of us go through these things. None of you go through these things for no reason. You go through these things to become enlightened. The world has forgotten about their spiritual self. And today, especially the shift that's happening, I don't know if anybody felt today's the 1010 portal. If you didn't feel the shift today, I don't know what you were doing, but I was feeling the whole earth vibrate, okay? The earth right now is at a serious shift. It's upgrading itself in so many ways, and so many things that are not serving us are being eliminated. You know, I could say like this, the darkness has run rampant for so long that things are about to shift hugely and widely, which is why it's important that I started this podcast today. I didn't even realize that I wanted to start it today on this day. It's because the light workers, all of you, if you feel like you're a light worker, a starseed, an empath, a sensitive person, you are being called to action right now. You are being called to action the same way I am right now at this very moment. And I didn't even know it until I figured it out. Like, okay, now I see what's going on. I feel what's going on. I get it. I'm being called to action. And it's time to start stepping up. Okay? Yeah, okay, so we're going to get to the questions for you guys, but I wanted to explain a few things. So everybody's going to go through their spiritual awakening differently. I've experienced mine in a very dark way. The way it happened to me was because I was so hard-headed and was like not really afraid of anything. I would like literally test death every single day. And I don't know if that makes sense to you. And, you know, remember, nothing happens without God, nothing. So I feel like this happened because of God. God sent all of these dark entities to like scare the fucking living daylights out of me, okay? They like came in my room, they showed me, they did things to me, unspeakable things that I will not ever mention to you. They were things that I don't even want to repeat out loud because I feel like that was my personal experience and God was showing it to me so that I could say, okay, it's time for me to make this change, because I was like dabbling in little devilish experiences, okay? I was a bad girl, really bad. And I was like the devil himself. You couldn't, like, when I walked in your house at that time, I was like a tornado, an earthquake. And I've been called that many times at that time in my life, but today I'm like peace. Everybody's peace and love and light, all right? So I was shown some things that woke me the fuck up. I have a picture of Archangel Raphael sending the serpent of healing to me. And I actually have a picture of it, and it's, you can see the serpent head, and it's like touching my head, and it's like giving me something in my hand, because I'm like fixing the light, and the green light is on my finger, like hand, and it's not from the lighting, because that little light that happens from the phone, it was by the window, and my cat kept going by the window and meowing so hard, and I saw why. It's because I had like a beam of green light come into my room, and I was given the gift of healing. Well, I had it my whole life, but I was really blessed with it. And I would say lately I've been initiated by, you know, the ascended masters. I work with the healing. There are beings on the planet. They're the healers. If you ever watch The Fifth Kind, Dr. Stephen Greer and stuff like this, you'll see that these are people with degrees and all that. They're not gonna make themselves look crazy, okay? Let's really like wake up to the truth. And so we'll talk about a spiritual awakening. We'll ask a few people the questions like, what, you know, I want to see like, what have you experienced during a spiritual awakening? What happened to you? For me, it was all of that trauma and all that craziness, and then I actually had to get my heart really broken for me to really become awakened, which led me to doing tarot, which then from the tarot I ascended to hearing, feeling, and sensing things. From there I went to mediumship and then channeling, and it was like levels to this shit, right? Just like there's levels to our chakras, which I have upside down. It starts from here, the chakras, okay? This is the crown, the third eye, the throat, the heart, okay? The solar plexus, the sacral, and the root chakra, okay? But I have them upside down because I like the colors, the way they look that way. They just look pretty with the green behind me. So Love and light to you guys. We're going to talk about so many topics. Remember, tonight is just the first episode. I'm just getting warmed up and trying to figure out like where I'm going to go with this. But I wanted to tell you guys all of that because there's so many things I'm going to touch on. Like, sleep paralysis, dreams, angel numbers, spirit guides, spirit animals, animal totems, numerology, you could say, tarot cards, mediumship. I want to talk about spirit, demons, all of it, but we're not going to throw it at everybody in this episode. This is more like an introduction, getting to know me, getting to know each other, and there's so much more we're going to tap into, but I want to make an interactive thing. So if anybody has a question or wants to know anything in particular, this is your time. You can ask. We'll stop every like 20 minutes or so. This is an hour episode every Sunday at 7 p.m. Okay. Thank you, Takia. Thank you. This is an hour episode every Sunday. It will be at 7 p.m. And like I said, I'm also stream living on on Anchor here, so you could listen to the podcast and put it in your ears. You can also listen through here. If you guys can share, subscribe, and like this podcast. If you do, I'm not telling you like you have to do it. I'm hoping that it will, keep going, and through support and donations and sponsors and all that, I can have like this studio to working, because right now I set up my room like this and it wasn't easy. Let me tell you. All right, let me see your question coming right now. Can you tell us the difference between moon sign, rising signs, and sun signs and what they mean for us? Yes, Tiffany. Okay, so your sun sign is the ego, right? That's your sun sign. So I'm a Virgo sun sign. Okay, so when you're talking about your sun sign, you're talking about the view of the ego. Like this is your how you see yourself. I am a Leo, I am a Virgo, I'm a Gemini. You know what I'm saying? Like I could do different voices for every sign. By the way, I'm also an expert. I know signs. I'm not an astrologist. I'm not, but I know a lot about signs. Doing tarot helps me do that, okay? So, your sun sign is the ego. So whatever your sun sign is, this is what you're seeing yourself as, okay? So I'm a Virgo. Like I said, I see myself as organized and responsible and sometimes like wants to work at 100 things, like that, what I'm saying to you. Your moon sign is your emotions, okay? Right now, because the new moon is here and you got the full moon, when I feel like when a moon cycle is happening, like right now, the new moon, the full moon, you want to look at what your moon sign is, okay? For instance, I'm an Aquarius moon, and that is my emotions, how I deal with my feelings. I tend to be very cold with my feelings, but very loving. I don't know how to explain it to you. Like I have a lot of air in my chart. I suggest you look at your birth chart. You can go to cafeastrology.com. They have a free birth chart there. There are also astrologists who offer like $15 birth things, and they'll explain a whole bunch of shit. Like you don't even have to pay that much to get it done, because astrologers and all that, they could charge a lot of money for a session or whatever. It ain't cheap, because they're looking into, astrology is complicated. It's too much for me, but I understand a lot of it. So again, your sun is your ego. Your moon sign is your emotions, okay? How you feel about things, how you deal with your emotions, okay? That's very important. Yes, give me 1 second. And then, excuse me. So your sun, your rising, is how people view you. So I'm a Libra rising, and that's like, ruled by Venus, which is the vanity kind of thing. Like I need to look nice. I need to have, but then my Virgo side is like, no, fuck that. I don't want to wear no makeup, So pay attention to that, because your sun sign is how you view yourself. Your rising sign is how the world views you. Your moon sign is how you deal with your emotions, and your Venus is how you deal with love. Okay, your Venus is a planet of love. So the planet of love has to do with your love, how you deal with love, I'm a Leo when it comes to my Venus sign. So when I deal with love, I'm more like, I got this. I'm in control. Just do what I say type of thing. Leos tend to be very egotistical, you could say too. Like, I got it. Like, you're not gonna tell me what to do. I'm in control. I'm a Leo. You know what I'm saying? So when it comes to love, I have this tendency to be like a Leo, very like loving and affectionate and all that, but very like kind of demanding and controlling a little bit. So I have to like, humble myself a lot. So I did sun, moon, rising, and Venus, okay? All right, so hope that answered your question. Okay, so we got Ivan Palma Hey Flo, can you explain this to me? If you can, since you mentioned sleep paralysis. Every time I nap in the day, I usually end up having sleep paralysis at night. I don't know why. Okay. So when we nap a lot during the day, I know this for me, I actually do it on purpose. Sometimes I'll nap during the day and I like to put like meditation music on my ears and fall asleep to it and go deep into the astral. Remembering that when you fall asleep, you are actually visiting other dimensions. Now, people could say it's just a dream. You're just, first of all, let me explain this to you. And I'll explain that to you because from the age of 16 to 17 and a half, I went through major sleep paralysis. I was getting, just say this, I was getting raped in my sleep by an entity, and people could say you're crazy. No. My boyfriend at the time, who I was still not sleeping with because I was a virgin until I was 19, by the way, would wake up in the middle of the night and be like, yo, what are you doing? And I'd be like, what? And he'd be like, you were just making crazy sex noises and you were like, you were having sex with someone, and I'm like, what the fuck are you talking? Not remembering a damn thing, but I was full blown having intercourse with someone. Okay, and people could say we're crazy. I went to the doctors like, what's wrong with me? Tell me what's wrong with me. I'm waking up at night. He was like, it's called sexomnia. No, bitch. It's called an entity is attached to you from a past lifetime, and they can catch you in the astral, especially. Let me get to this real quick. Especially when you are a powerful astral traveler, a psychic, and I'll tell you by your palm if you are these things. If you're just the first time watching this and you could understand, looking at your palm will help explain this to you. When you're astral traveling, so what she says about the when she takes a nap in the day, she usually has sleep paralysis at night. So I'm gonna tell you this: when you take a nap during the day, you're astral traveling. Your body's astral traveling. And so it feels like almost like you're not completing that astral, because it's a nap, right? You're sleeping for half an hour, boom, 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 you wake up, beat, right? So then you go to sleep at night, and it's almost like your astral body, your spirit is continuing that traveling. And if you have these things happening, if you don't protect yourself in the white light before you go to sleep, every night before I go to sleep, I always say, Archangel Michael, Archangel Raphael, God's source, light, love, please protect this room, protect my home, protect my child, protect me, surround me with the love and the light, help me sleep in peace and my daughter too. And if my spirit is to visit the astral in any form, I ask that you guide me and you keep me protected at all times. And so during the day, if you're taking a nap, I feel like almost like it's continuing to the rest of the night. It's almost like you're giving things a permission to play with your spirit in the astral dream. Because let me tell you something, dreams are difficult to understand. They are, you always understand them later on. Do you understand what I'm saying? Dreams, well, you'll never understand the dream when it first happens. I wake up with my dreams like E equals MC squared, hypotenuse, 2 plus 4, 3, 3, 3, 2, mama. It's a board, and I'm like, what was that? Like, I never know what the fuck's going on, but like, if something else had happened 2 or 3 weeks later, and I'm like, oh, you know, for instance, I'll have a dream like I'm rubbing somebody's pregnant belly, and somebody be like, I'm pregnant. I'll be like, ah, that okay. I know that meant. You know what I'm saying? You'll think it's about you. You're probably traveling and talking to people. Not probably. You are traveling and talking to people, visiting family members, visiting entities. I visit spaceships, different entities, different alien beings, different forms of alien life. So much happens in my dream state. Okay? But sometimes I have to cap it. I have to be like, no, no, no. We're not doing all that tonight. Only my spirit guides, if there's something I need to learn. You do a lot of work in the astral, okay? A lot. Your spirit does a lot of work. You know what kind of work it does? The kind that's too much for you to handle here on this 3D plane for an astral. Okay, like you actually help. I don't know if anybody's ever had a dream where they go to like a really dark place in the astral and they're like helping people get out of there. I'm a light worker, so I'm a light worker here, and sometimes my spirit will travel to different dimensions to help people pull them out of like some place they don't belong. Like I can remember several dreams. I'm sitting with people and I'm like, you gotta get out of here. This is not where you are. You're, and they'll be like, what? And I'll be like, you are not supposed to. This is like hell, but it's not like burning flames hell. It's hell. Like they're stuck in the same consciousness, very dark, places. Okay. All right. So SJ says, so I would suggest even to really pray before you go to bed, especially surround yourself in the white light. That's how you protect your psychic energy, your aura, before you do any readings, before you do anything spiritually based, energetic. Always protect yourself in the love and light and the white light. when you go out in public, protect yourself in the white light, because there are spiritual energies that will attach themselves to you. When you go to a funeral, do not go straight home after the funeral. Who goes to funerals besides human beings? I don't know who, spirit, to see who died, who's next. Oh, look. And then guess what? Some of them don't know. They're residual spirits. They're stuck roaming here on earth. They attach themselves to people, go to homes, unintentionally cause problems and pain. Remembering not to be angry and mad at any spirit, because some of them don't even know they're doing. You know, God forgive them because they don't know what they do. Like Jesus said when they were hanging them on the cross. You gotta understand, a lot of spirit and entities don't even know what the fuck they're doing. You have to let them know, like, hey, hello? Knock, knock on the head. Or, you know, this is bad. What you're doing is not okay. You see what I'm saying? Okay. All right, so we got SJ saying, I'm constantly feeling like someone is in the room with me. How can I figure out who or what it is? Okay, so SJ, I know somebody's always in the room with me. So I'm very used to spirit being around me. Sometimes they're annoying. Sometimes they could be like tapping me or making my legs vibrate too much at night, or to the point where I have to be like, either you tell me what you want or leave me the fuck alone, right? Like, and sometimes I'm very patient with spirit, remembering that I'm a medium, so a lot of times they try to communicate with me. But here's the thing, my spirit guides and me have created a boundary. This is what you need to do. I have told my spirit guides, I love everybody, love and light to everybody, but when I'm in my zone and I'm doing what I need to do, or I'm going to sleep, or I'm going in the shower, or I'm taking a shit, honestly, let's really keep it a buck. Please don't fucking bother me. That shit is weird as fuck. I don't give a fuck if you can see me or not, motherfucker. I'm taking a shit. I'm going to sleep. I'm taking a shower. My daughter's in this room. Don't play with me. But I'm not like rude about it. I'm just I let them know the boundaries. So if they can't communicate with me, it's for a reason. You understand that, Ashay, and everybody else? If excuse me, if spirit cannot communicate with you and they can't tell you something, it's for a reason. They're not supposed to be. So you have to say, please clear this energy, please. I always clear my energy and ground, and I clear the energy in the room, and I make sure that spirit understands this is my time to lay down to rest. Remember, you're dealing with entities, spirits, spirit guides, children, spirit animal. Oh my God, so many. I don't know if you've ever taken a picture in the background. The picture seemed like a mouse here, a bird there, a kid there. I've seen them so many times, so many times. Khalik, can I explain how the producers of BGC All-Star Battle set you up? No, I cannot. If you can't see it with your two eyes, then I'm sorry, no offense, but this is not about that show. I talked about it for 1 second, just so you guys know. I don't give a fuck how they set me up. You should be able to see it. You should, if you're awake, then you should be able to see it yourself. I shouldn't have to explain it to you, and you should know when somebody lies or tells the truth. You see what I'm saying? And everybody got their sides of the story. So, like I said, moving on. No offense to you, Khalik, but don't ask me no BGC questions, because you're not going to get answered. This is not about the Bad Girls Club. Like, get over it. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, High Flow, how do we know who our spirit guides are? You honestly don't. All this shit, like, I'm just gonna say, I hate to say this like this, please don't get mad at me, but you know these like, I connect and talk to my spirit guides all the time. I know their names. I know what they look like. Really? Really? Do you? Or do you think you know who they are and what they look like? Because let me tell you something. My spirit guides come to me in different forms. Sometimes they're spirit, sometimes they're animals, sometimes they're humans, sometimes they come to me as my daughter. You know, they usually come to me in things that are beautiful, loving, and trustful. But it's never, one time I saw a dream of like 5 different like entities or energies on, one of them was like a colorful dragon, one of them was a boy, one of them was like an angelic being. They were like on a lineup as if they were my guides. But I don't know their names. I don't know exactly what they look like. And I don't care to know their names. I don't care to know what they look like, because guess what? Here's the thing. If I can start talking to my spirit guides, they're like, my name is Anthony, I'm going to be very, very worried, because I don't, first of all, the spirit world is funny and tricky like that. And if somebody's coming at you saying, I'm your spirit guide, this is my name, I would highly suggest that you watch out for that person, because their spirit is spirit and they run amok. They do whatever the fuck they want. And if you haven't experienced that or know that, they be lying. You know what I'm saying? They be lying. So, hi Jennifer. What was that? Hi Flo. New subscriber here. Could you briefly explain what the portals are? Are they every month? No, they're not every month. Okay, so energetic portals come to us and at different times when you could say like different moon cycles or different when the planets are in a specific place. Like if you look at the planets and you look at really how they are, 33 people in the room, 21 thumbs up, okay? Guys, if you enjoy this podcast, I would like for you to share it with people and tell them to tune in again. Hopefully it will help a lot of people, you know? Okay, so I would explain it to you like the planets are energies. They say in the Greek mythology that planets and all that, they turned into planets and all. These are people or humans or gods that ascended and became planets. And so when they're in reverse or they're in forward or they're sextile to each other or, you know, they're trying with one another, they're doing things, they're creating life, they're working together as an energetic force to create an ascension that from the beginning of time we have been here. Humans were created by a ancient alien being. We're created by God, the source of everything, because source created everything, but we were created by an entity. This is what, I'm going to get into that into the next podcast because it's too much right now. Let me just tell you something really quick, you guys. We are being so right now, and if you don't know what that means you know what it means. And it's like the littlest thing you say, I've been like, man, like 5 times already. So just be aware of that, okay? So portals happen when things are changing. Okay, when things, excuse me, my back was itchy there. When things are changing, when the planets align, like you got the Lionsgate portal, this is the 1010 portal. There are many different portals. Whenever you hear that, they say that the Mayans, a portal opened up for them because they were ready to ascend and they went to the sun, because that's what they say. Heaven is placed, it's in the sun. If you never got to see the Knowledge of Forever Time, go watch that. There's 8 episodes of Knowledge of Forever Time. Go watch the Fifth Kind, okay, with Dr. Stephen Greer. It's a documentary. It's called Fifth Kind. Let me just make sure what it's called so you guys can really get the message there, because it's really good. Your videos, 1 second, I just want to tell you guys this. Okay, there's one called The Knowledge of the Forever Time. You need to watch that, okay? That's very, very good. And there's also Dr. Stephen Greer's The Fifth Kind. That's what it's called. It's a documentary, okay? All right, so those are things that will give you a lot of, Khalik says, a simple no, couldn't have answered the question. I didn't expect you to snap. Speaking as someone who looks up to you when I'm going through a tough time, I can honestly say that I'm disappointed. Okay, so if you're going through a tough time, then you should have asked a question that was going to help you with that tough time instead of asking something that makes absolutely no importance, no matter, and I didn't snap on you. I'm letting it be known to the world. Don't ask me no BGC shit. Like, I mean, please don't. I mean, this can't be your first time hearing me talk. It can't be. I'm sure you've heard me talk 100 times before. So anyway, I don't give a fuck. Honestly, at this point, your feelings don't matter to me because nobody gives a fuck about my feelings when I need something not done or done. So let's really just, let's really keep it a buck with each other. And, you know, if you're getting your feelings hurt over something now I'm going to say, you're not ready to hear that message. And I'm sorry, Khalik, that you feel like I snapped at you. It has nothing to do with you. Just so you know, okay? So anyway, regardless of the point. So my point was to everything, like, you gotta understand, you have to have your boundaries in life. And at this point, because the 10 portal is here, let me just explain something to you, what I mean by your boundaries up, okay? It's gonna be a different situation with me and with you, okay? I love you guys too. Yes, feelings can get hurt easily. Let's love each other. I love everybody, okay? But also, I'm gonna say how I feel and how I feel it. And if somebody takes that the wrong way, I'm sorry. I apologize, but anyway, you see what I'm saying? Every time like people come at me with this shit, like it throws me off. Anyway, so like I was saying, today, somebody from a very huge channel, like it's very, very, very known channel, okay? They asked me to like be a part of the channel and to do an interview, and I was like, all right, so let me think about this for a second, because they were asking me questions about stuff that I don't need to be speaking on. Things that like I want people to know what I'm doing now today, right? So No offense to anybody, but I need to progress, and I need to grow and ascend. So if everybody else wants to stay on that same path because they have nothing else they know how to do with their life, that's on them. So when he asked me to be on the show, it's a huge show. I'm telling you, huge. Like 2 or 3 million people watch it, and it's in another country. And he was like, well, we want to talk about, Bad Girls Club. And I'm just bringing this up for you to set your boundaries up. We want to talk about Bad Girls Club and, how your followers in the mafia and like how you're bisexual. I'm like, bitch, that was like, let's. So instead of saying no, I did the same thing that I did with this man right here. I explained to him that if he wants to do an interview with me, he has to ask me the right questions, and it has to be about what I'm doing today and how I'm trying to put my mission out there and help people, right? The reason why I'm saying this to you guys is 10-time portal. If you haven't taken your power back and given back everybody's energy that belongs to them and taken back all the energy that belongs to you, you're going to stay there. When a portal opens up, it is your duty to step into that positive portal with it. Because if you stay in the negative, you're going to stay in the negative. I'm not a negative person, but I'm also not going to put up with anybody's stuff anymore. Because a lot of times in my past, okay, sure. Because as light workers, as healers, as star seeds, we think that we have to adhere to everybody's shit. And I'm going to tell you right now, what happens in life is like, you have to understand all of this world, right? All this world is experiencing an ascension, a shift right now, which is why COVID happened and so many things happened. This is for our spiritual self. Okay? Yeah. So just understand, like, everything you experience will lead you to where you're at today. So when people want to test you and bring you back, this is Mercury retrograde. The past is not here anymore. It does not determine who I am right now. And it does not determine who you are right now. So when people in your life or your ex-boyfriends try to come in, or girls from the past try to come in and bring drama into your world and tell you how they feel and why you're not good enough and what. Let me explain something to you. This is the 10-time portal. This is the portal of change, of positivity. Get yourself aware and be in the light for yourself. Don't do it for nobody else. Even if your family is toxic and their energy is just toxic and you feel like you need to move on from that, you do that for yourself. Thank you, Jem. She says, sending grounding energy your way so you can deliver your messages with ease and grace, which is why I'm doing this now, but sooner or later I will have somebody who's assisting me and reading the comments like next to me in a real podcast studio. Right now, like I said, I'm doing this in my room. We'll see how it goes. Everything happens the way it's supposed to happen. We have a duty in life that we feel like we have to go through. We have to understand. Okay, let's see. In order to grow, you have to realize to snip people out if they cannot respect you and where you're at and where you're going. Yeah, and that's in all aspects of life, you guys. You know what it is with things that I experience. I just like everybody else, I struggle with this. Like, I don't know, should I worry about me and be abundant? But today, like, I had this feeling, like, I was like, you know what, this world is crazy. Like, we got, all of us got like homes, a nice bed, a TV. The world is idolizing people and celebrities and things that are fake and invaluable, and they're so caught up in this like vanity, this world of it hurts me because I want nice things too. Everybody does. So let me explain it to you the way I'm going to explain it to you. I want nice things like everybody else does, but like I'm not looking for like, I don't need a Bentley and a Gucci person. No, I want to live in a comfortable space. I want to grow my own food. I want to have a place I can create. I don't want much. I want a simple home with simple things, and it breaks my heart because the people that are destroying this world by putting out the things that are so negative and disgusting, they get and I'm not saying this about me, pay close attention and listen with your heart, not your ears or your mind. Close your eyes and really listen to the message. The people that are out here, you know, we just had Kylie Jenner do that video where she's got blood all over her, and everybody's like, oh my God, it's so incredible. You know, people like this that literally do nothing for the world. They have excess in their lives. They have houses with 10 million rooms in it, and it's only 2 people living in it. I am sorry. I don't give a shit how anybody sees this. This is my point, my view, and I am right in my view. Everybody should live their lives exactly the way they want to live. But however, when shit is excessive and I had to stop myself. I was buying things and this. Granted, I redid my room, blah, 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 blah. I spent like $2,000 again. I was like, yo, Flo, stop. Like, stop. You have enough stuff. Enough. And it hurts because I see people that are so good. I, as a medium, as a tarot card reader, as a spiritual healer, I see the best people in the world, okay? I see the best people in the world. Why did nobody delete this kid already? Like, I really, really don't know what the hell's going on here. But I see the best people in the world doing such good things. And people continue to pay attention to the trash and the garbage. A video of a woman shaking her ass will get 1 million views. A video of a person, a woman, anyone speaking on positive enlightenment, reinforcement and positive things, and supporting each other will get no likes. And it's not about the likes. What's the point? Do you see how society is? Do you see where we're at mentally, physically, spiritually? Now, nobody else is going to say, everybody's like, love and light. Yes, love and light, but the fucking shit is crazy out here. Like, people are really, really idle. Yo, girls are going to get surgery in factories by the drones. They look like dolls just in and out of the fucking surgery factory. You see these girls going to Mexico? Bitch, one of the girls was telling a story about it because I wanted to get a breast lift and a breast reduction because they're very, you can see, okay, we're talking huge, okay? It's not a look thing. It's like, I want to be able to breathe. My back hurts, my neck hurts. And I started looking into stuff, you know, started seeing into things. And I was hearing all these girls and they're like, this happened to me. And that, like, the horror. The girl said I was laying there and acting like I was sleeping. And the doctor was talking to the other girl. Was like, I think I forgot to wipe sterilize the things. I hope she's okay. Like, you guys, it's becoming sickening. The way the world is living today, it's sickening to my head. You understand that, right? It's just sad. Like, women, like, you know, I don't want to get into that because then it sounds like I hate everybody, and I don't. I love everybody. I want everybody to be happy. Good for you. If getting your fucking lips look like a duck makes you happy, then go ahead. If you want to make your ass and your hips look like, you know, they look fake, if that's what you like, go the fuck ahead. But you keep promoting it to little girls and telling them, like, this is what you're supposed to look like. Not all of us, I got no ass. Not all of us got fat asses. Some of us don't got no ass, no hips, no nothing. But stop normalizing shit and making us think that you have to. Somebody said to me the other day, your eyebrows are mad thin, sis. You need to get it together. Get with the program. Oh, because everybody else has fucking thick, painted on eyebrows. I can't walk around with my naturally thin eyebrows. Like, what the fuck are you people doing with your lives? Like, where is this going? Where are we going with this? Are we going to keep going until everybody starts looking like dolls on games, on video games? Because that's where it's looking like it's heading if everybody keeps doing that. I have a lot of faith in the universe. I have a lot of faith in humanity. And I really, really, really do love every single person, every single thing. I don't eat meat anymore, and it's not easy for me because I love my lamb chops. I love my turkey and my steak dinners, and like, I loved it all. I was like, oof, a nice burger, and I stopped doing all that. Like, I don't even kill animals or plants or things. I try not to do things that are fucking just fucked up to the earth because I see around me so many people living toxically, and it's like I feel sorry for the earth sometimes. I'm like, now I see why you get pissed off and hurricanes happen and tornadoes happen, and I understand that. Honestly, have had 16 plastic surgeries. Yeah, but that's because you had a facial deformity. My mother would just get surgery because it's just, and it just drove me nuts. It was embarrassing for me when I had the need and she didn't. It is. Vegan lifestyle is so much easier. My life has changed 100. Yeah, and you know, some people, you don't have to be a vegan, because I've had a spirit guide who was very ascended and very enlightened. She was in the sky and she was eating a big fat piece of steak and enjoying it, and she was on a in a floating like skyscraper in the building, and she was eating and she talked to me and I'm like, this star, I was like, and she was meditating on a skyscraper, and then she went into the we went into the restaurant, which was floating in the sky, and I got in there and I go to her, how did she do that? And she was like wearing all white, and she had blonde hair, big blue eyes, and she was looked at me and was like, I was like, can I do that? She goes, I don't know, can you? Like, she didn't say it, but she was like, because if you know, your spirit guides and spirit, even in this world, they don't talk. Like, they don't talk out loud. So if you hear talking, I would say that's not coming from a good place. Because I'm going to say that's how you know the difference between somebody who has, like, somebody who's like a sweet spirit, good spirit. They won't be like, I've heard spirits out loud. They never are good, ever. They're always like, hey, like real scary sounding. Like, they didn't scare me, but they're scary sounding. For someone who never heard it, you might have a heart attack and fall on the floor if you're not prepared mentally and physically and spiritually. The good guys, or quote unquote, however you want to call it, they don't talk to you. They don't go, hey, Lena, hey, Flo, what's up? No, they're not going to do that. They're not going to do that. Okay, they're gonna communicate with you telepathically, because they're ascended beings, and ascended beings don't even use words. They entities, aliens, they don't use words. They do things telepathically and energetically. Excuse me. All right, just so you know that. All right, you guys. So this is the first episode. Every Sunday it's going to be at 7. I want to keep it an hour because I want to make sure it's like listenable to people. Is that a word? Listenable? Listenable to people. Tonight was more about introducing myself and answering some questions. And there'll be more. You know what I'm saying? There'll be a lot more. So I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. And if you, I'm sorry I went in like that a little bit, but I have to like keep my boundaries with people, just like I kept my boundaries with the interviewer today. Usually I'm like, okay, sure, I'll answer it. I'll do whatever you want. Yes. Keep the people happy. Not today. The more you become spiritually awakened and spiritually enlightened, or you become ascended, you're not going to care about stuff like that. You're not going to care about money. I have been offered money so many times for different shows, and that's on God, on my daughter's life. I would never lie about shit like this, because, you know, receipts, tea. I have been offered so many different gigs, opportunities that I said no to, and I missed out on a lot of quote unquote money. And guess what? I'm fine with it, because I kept my morals intact and I didn't sell myself to make $2,000, $5,000, $100,000. Sorry, you know what I'm saying? A lot of people ask me, beyond this, beyond that. No, my mission is this, and I'm going to stay on this mission. And that's why my spirit guides always say, keep the faith, keep going, don't give up, because I'm like, damn, man, I gave up all that shit. I hope it's worth it in the end. But it'll be worth it for me regardless of what, because as long as I get to make a change in this world, I will be very, very happy. Okay? Yeah, empaths need a lot more protection. And I will show you every episode. We'll get into that. It'll get deeper and deeper. I will express how we first of all, I told you, empaths, the best way to protect your energy is just to close your eyes. Matter of fact, let's do a little something right now. Okay? Let's close our eyes. That's right. Money doesn't mean shit to me, honestly. People be coming at me with some crazy offers. I'll give you this much money to do this. And I'm like, no, I'm good. No. And they're like, what? Like, I remember a network offering me to go on some stupid ass show, and they were offering $120,000. Okay? Somebody else would be going, I'm taking that shit. I don't give a fuck. I was like, you want me to go on there and pretend to have a relation? No, I'm good. And my family was like, I'm really proud of you. I was like, you are? They're like, yeah. They're like, fuck that money, yo. Don't sell yourself, don't sell your soul to the devil for money, because know your price and know your limit, like Dave Chappelle said, okay? All right, so let's do something right now that will help you protect your aura and your energy when you're going to sleep. And astral dimensions, and this, when you're stepping out of your house, when you feel scared, when you're afraid of anything, close your eyes. Everybody here, if you're here, or even if you're listening or you're watching, just close your eyes. And I'll show you how I get my energy and protection around me in my aura. So I will Archangel Michael, I ask for you to send down your protection and love and support. I ask for you to send your angelic guardian angels, your protectors, your healers. I ask you to send an energy frequency of light and love inside of my body and outside and all around me. I ask for you to protect this home, protect my aura as I step out to go about my day. Protect me from any negative energies, any spirit, entity, energy, person, form, in any form, time, space, or dimension to protect my aura, to clear the energy, to clear this space and surround it with love and with light, protection and peace, healing and understanding. Guide me through this journey, whether it be in the astral, my day, that I continue as I go to work, as I go to sleep, as I deal with family, friends, and strangers and passersby, wanderers, shapeshifters, and any other entities. I ask that you protect me fully in your armor of love and light and protection. Thank you, Archangel Michael. Thank you, all the angels that protect us, my starseed family, my spirit guides, and of course, God, Source, the creator of all. Love and light. Love and light. I protect my space. I do not allow any energies to attach themselves to me in any form. I protect my space, and any attachments that may have attached themselves to me energetically, please release them and cut them with your cords. Cut those cords. Archangel Michael and Archangel Raphael, come in and heal those cords for me. Heal those cords, cut them off and heal them. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Now, if any of you guys really close your eyes and focus on that, then you will feel a lot lighter right now. You'll feel safe, and you'll feel like you have to envision the white light starting from the inside of your solar plexus here and protruding out, becoming this white, bright light, so bright, so beautiful. But it's not just a light, it's love. You're shooting out love. If anybody's ever seen the Care Bears, the Care Bears stare, and they would stare really hard, and love would shoot out of their stomachs, and they would send love out, and it would defeat the bad guy. The Care Bears was the perfect, back then we had real shows telling us what to really do. Okay? Yeah, so when you're having these feelings, you can do that prayer, and you can make up your own kind. It's all up to you. However you want to do it, how you want to feel it, it's all up to you. Do you understand that? So it's all really up to you. You have to do the things in your way. That's all it is. It's all up to you and how you do things. I wanted to do something really quick. This is funny. Oh my God, look what I did. I'm such a doofus. So the reason why I did that is because I wanted to see if it works. It's so funny. Okay, anyway, I love you guys. Love and light to you guys. I hope you guys tune in next Sunday. Look, I sent myself a donation. Because I'm my #1 fan. Yay, me. Okay, I love you guys. Love and light to you guys. I'll see you guys next week. And, I still have my School for the Spiritually Gifted. Tune into my Instagram at The Real Florina, Florin, as in Nancy, A, The Real Florina. And then you got my YouTube channel here, which is youtube.com/ how'd I do it? On my computer. I have my computer right here. So I wanted to try it to see if it worked because I thought it would be funny to do it. So I said I was going to do something else, okay? So I did that. Anyway, love and light to you guys, and we're going to always leave it as, we, like I said, follow my Instagram, my YouTube is for The Real Florina Kaya / Go With The Flow 1119. And I also do tarot card readings you guys can watch. I also do, private events, mediumship, and all that. So if you guys are ever interested in that, okay? So I'll see you guys later. Here's my song. I wrote this song. It's old. I know you're trying, but you're never gonna be my brain. You keep on looking, but you're never gonna see my pain.
You can never be my brain, things will never be the same. I need a change, right? Is the only way to release my pain. Everybody thinks the same, so I can't waste a breath. Pull to your number, it's calling me, no escaping death. Man, I can't take this stress, I act like nothing's wrong. I just scrape my pen in the day to write me another song. I waited much too long, now I gotta make it right. Cause I went through too many years just being a waste of life. I need the patient type, I do it for my fans. Cause they know, like I know I got the future in my hands.
Oh, thank you for the donation. Thank you.
Don't blame me, blame my parents
For making me this hot.
crazy in the spot. You loving the way my stuff is
Every week I'll play one of the songs I did. Like it was done in like a studio at home in a basement. I'm recording their music, so there are some things in my life I can keep the same. I know you're trying, but you're never gonna be my brain. You keep on looking, but there's no way you can see my pain. Sometimes I feel like I need to change. There are some things in my life I can keep the same. I know you're trying, but you're never gonna be my brain. You keep on looking, but you're never gonna see my pain.
But I'll share it on this beat. You hear it through every lyric, and you feel it when I speak. Yeah, it's clear that I'm a beast. I unleash through these rhymes. It's not an MC who's better in these streets. You can find Staten Island, New York.
Alright guys, so that's it for tonight. I love you. And I just thought it would be fun to either start the show or end the show with some music. But since I can't use anybody else's music, yeah, I guess I should use my own. Thank you for the donation. That's really kind of you. So yeah, this is going to be supported through donations and stuff like that. And I'm hoping that, you know, the more donations that come in, I could rent a studio. You guys, it's not cheap to do that. I pay rent in my house. You know, like we're not putting each other's business out there. But you guys know I'm a regular person who does regular shit, okay? But like does amazing shit and incredible stuff. So in some episodes, we'll have like where I do a rating on people. So that'll be kind of fun. So tune in because you never know what's going to happen, okay? Love and light to you guys. As always, go with the flow of the universe. Don't allow things to affect you negatively. Stay positive. Stay in the love. Stay in the light. But also don't take shit from nobody. Bye, guys. Love you.